Imagine a person standing chest deep in rising water. Their skin is stung by salt. Their lungs gasp with every storm. Their heart beats faster but weaker. This is the Maldives, a constellation of 1,192 coral islands, where 90% of the people live along coastlines that flood every year, where 97% of the islands are eroding. It is here where the ocean knocks first. The climate change arrives not as a theory, but as a tide. But the Maldives refuses to be defined by its diagnosis. It's fighting back with a new kind of medicine, systemic reforms, human centered infrastructure, and a financial tool that ties money to measurable healing. A loan not disbursed in bulk, but earned in stages, tied to progress, not promises, measured not in intentions, but in impact. On August 28, 2024, AIIB approved its first ever standalone results-based financing operation with a loan of $15 million. This is not typical development finance. It's finance with accountability embedded. A system that only releases funding once results are achieved and independently verified. So here I present the Maldives Strengthening Fiscal Management and Sustainability Program. Every drop begins with a heartbeat, but what if the heartbeat ran on poison? The Maldives runs on imported fuel. Every drop must be shipped, stored, and subsidized, draining the national budget and polluting the skies. These islands rely on diesel generators just to power basic services. This heartbeat is erratic, unsustainable, unhealthy. So we are changing the rhythm. $3 million goes to support government's efforts in promoting decentralized solar energy, reducing dependency on fossil fuels. The addition of 5 megawatt solar capacity under the program will bring clean energy to more communities. Every panel installed will cut costs, lower emissions, and will free up fiscal space. It's not just about replacing diesel. It's about giving every island its own pulse, powered by the sun. Next, a body can't thrive if it can't process what it consumes. Until now, the Maldives managed its waste, moving it around by boat. Very costly, very inefficient. A single landfill served hundreds of islands. Delays meant trash piled up or being dumped into the ocean. Now the system is evolving. $4.5 billion is going to support island-level waste processing centers in at least 20 priority islands. Facilities that sort, treat, and manage waste on-site. Less transport, lower cost, cleaner ecosystems, from pollution to productivity. This is waste as a resource, not as a threat. Moving on, skin protects the body from the outside world. But what if the skin itself is vanishing? In many islands, storm surges are no longer rare, they are routine. Communities are relocating inland, not by choice, but by force. The program prioritizes customized coastal defenses. $4.5 million is going to support government's coastal protection efforts to protect homes and markets. Use of geobags, geomembranes, seawalls tailored to each island's conditions, designed with community inputs and technical speed. This is not just concrete, it's culturally informed and technically precise protection, because losing land here also means losing identity. Moving further, for any living body, circulation is key. The Maldives needed to unblock its fiscal arteries, and AIIB joined the surgical team. Despite world-class tourism, the economy is fragile. Tourism makes up a quarter of GDP, but is very vulnerable to shocks. Legacy fuel subsidies, rising public debt have restricted the nation's ability to adapt. The government chose to act, and AIB chose to stand beside them, not as a passive financier, but as an active fiscal partner. Together, as part of the program, this last component of $3 million focused on public financial management, climate aligned budgeting, and institutional accountability. Key milestones include enhancing the scope of green techs to support more climate resilient projects, a levy on plastic bags to discourage use of single use plastics and thus reduce waste. So, what saved this body, this island nation on climate front lines? This isn't aid, it's a shared system of accountability, co designed, co delivered. It was results based financing. These are not just actions, they were verified achievements. AIB's results based financing ensured two important things: no disbursement without verified results, and all targets linked to climate action and fiscal sustainability. At its core, RBF is a model that ties funding directly to results. No progress, no payout. It requires governments to meet measurable, pre-agreed targets, whether policy reforms, infrastructure, or institutional improvements, before fundings are disbursed. It's not a loan, it's a reimbursement for progress. It's a contract of trust, performance, and learning. For the Maldives, it meant three important things. One, turning budget reforms into lasting fiscal health. Number two, turning green taxes into climate-aligned investments. And number three, turning solar panels, waste systems, and coastal protection measures into outcomes, not intentions. RBF kept the system honest. It ensured every dollar flowed only after results. It made success non-optional and progress verifiable. So when we talk about resilience in Maldives, we are not talking about just hope. We are talking about a system that worked because it was built to deliver. Finally, system integration is key for efficient functioning. This wasn't just a technical upgrade, it was a physiological transformation. Investment decisions grounded in national priorities and evidence. And it's not alone. The system builds on efforts of other development agencies. ADBs and World Bank's Poised, Arise, Aspire projects, which are supporting clean energy transformation in Maldives, and AIB's own $40 million investment in the waste to energy facility. Together, they formed a network response to a rising threat. A system built to hold. Final takeaway. This is more than a project. It's a strategy for climate survival. The Maldives is leading not despite its size, but because of its vulnerability. It is a proof that reforms plus infrastructure plus accountability equals resilience. Shoreline defenses, waste management, solar power, tax tools, plastic bans, and behind it all, a results-based financing structure that ties every dollar to real impact. AIB did not just fund this transformation. We co-designed it with the government, with communities, and with systems thinking. So when you see Maldives today, don't just see an island. See a body living, thriving, and holding together. Thank you.